used to say that we use belts for holding up our pants.
Black belt plus, or?
I went on to train after my dad's death with his protege, so it was a real nice line to follow for me, you know, because I went on to continue training with the guy who was his senior student. And yeah, we don't have belts, but I mean, I think it's fair to say I'm the equivalent of a black belt because we have phases, and I've progressed through those phases in my training.
And your dad used to, his particular style was the amalgamation of 23 different martial art forms, plus American boxing and wrestling and so on that he picked up. So in that sense, it's an East and West mix.
Absolutely. He used to, I have his books at home with all of his underlining and his notes in them, and it's fascinating to see where he drew his sources from, you know, from what sources he drew. He's got books on Western fencing at home that he would use, on boxing. I remember he always used to say that you want to try and absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is essentially your own. You know, and that was kind of his credo in creating Shannon. Well, my dad made a point at the time that he was training that there were a lot of martial artists who weren't paying enough attention to their instrument, you know. And certainly the instrument of the body is what you're going to be using in your practice of the martial arts. So I think it's very important to keep up the tempo, so to speak. Yes, my father had what's called a cerebral edema, which is a burst blood vessel in the brain, and it can be brought on, as can a stroke, for example, by a variety of things. My mother has written two very good books about my father's life that really lay the facts out for anyone who is interested.
somebody so carefully for so long should then be killed by something as simple as aspirin.
I think maybe that's why the rumors, which really to me are on the level of people talking about Elvis still being alive, I think that's perhaps why so many of those rumors sprung up. He was only 32.
What's the craziest of those? I mean, certainly reports that he'd been killed by secret Chinese gangs that...
I really, honestly,
you
don't
name
keep
it.
up with them.
But you name it, it's been said about it, hasn't it? All right, for you then, was it hard for you? You mentioned the fact that in your backyard, these men were screaming and shouting and going at each other. Was it as a kid at school? I mean, did you then, were you put upon? Did people try and take you on as they do Clint Eastwood? Or?
There was always kind of a hired gun thing that went on. I mean, we came over to the United States after my father passed away, and I started going to these different schools.
From Hong Kong?
From Hong Kong, yeah. And, generally there would be 2 or 3 people at each new school I would have to kick the living hell out of, And then after that, things kind of calmed down. By the time I got into high school, I really didn't have that problem anymore.